Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Winter 2023 collection from the brand Noodles Nail Polish. This collection is releasing on February 17th, so in the description box I will link the Noodles site, I will link their Instagram page, and then I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So we do have 8 polishes in this collection, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Twilight Mountains, and this is described as a semi-sheer gray crelly with aqua to blue to purple shifting shimmer, white matte glitters, and silver and aqua metallic glitter. So here's our first coat of Twilight Mountains. This one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat. It is going to build up well to opacity in 2 coats, and I was happy with opacity at 2 coats. But this is one that I could definitely see a preference of 3 coats for some people. The formula is excellent. I had no running, pulling, or staining, and her base usually dries pretty quickly, so if you did have to go in for 3 coats, by the time you come back around from painting the rest of your nails, your manicure is ready for that next coat, so it's not really a big deal. This is glitter, so it is going to dry with some pretty intense texture, a thicker top coat to help everything smooth out nicely, and removal will be difficult. So there are 2 coats of Twilight Mountains. Up next we have Best in Snow, and this is described as a very pale periwinkle crelly with silver metallic and white matte glitters, as well as silver hollow flakes. Here's our first coat of Best in Snow, and this is the top pick of the collection for me. It is so soft and so dainty, but so stinking pretty. Pretty sheer here on this first coat. Again, I was happy at 2 coats. However, looking at my footage, I feel like I probably could have gone in for 3 and would have been happier. So anywhere between 2 and 3 coats for full coverage here. Again, this is glitter. Again, it is going to dry with some pretty intense texture. I do recommend something on the thicker side. I do enjoy for my glitters as of lately the Rogue Lacquer top coat, and removal will be difficult. So there are 2 coats of Best in Snow. Up next we have Blanket Fort, and this one is described as a pale gray crelly with white, mint, and pale blue matte glitters and a touch of fine metallic silver glitter. Here's our first coat of Blanket Fort. This one is, again, pretty sheer here on this first coat. These first few are sheers that have delicate elements. If these kind of glitters were in a darker, more opaque base, they would easily get lost in the base color. So these base colors have to be more on the sheer side to give that full effect of the glitter. I was relatively happy here at 2 coats. However, I did see a couple of spots that I wish were a little bit more opaque, so I did go in for 3. Again, no running, pulling, or staining, and honestly, I didn't have issues with traffic jams of glitter. Usually, or not usually, but sometimes with these kind of glitters, you can get like jams of a bunch of glitters in one concentrated spot on your nail. I didn't have any of that. Everything laid out nice and evenly with no manipulation. Again, that top coat and removal will be difficult, so there are 3 coats of Blanket Fort. Next up we have Flannel Weather, and this one is described as a berry red jelly with a violet to gold shimmer, silver metallic flakes, blue to purple iridescent flakes, and glitter and hollow flakes. So here's our first coat of Flannel Weather. This is very opaque here on this first coat. I am going to show you what 2 coats looks like today. It is going to deepen up that base color just a little bit and add some more evenness to the entire manicure overall, but very opaque. Again, a nice smooth formula, no issues across the board there. I do recommend using a base coat for more opaque polishes. If you're not used to using base coat, I do recommend doing so with these kind of polishes. They do have a tendency to stain. I didn't experience any staining with this one, but I also didn't leave it on for longer than the swatch. It is going to dry dull, so if you don't love that, you will want some top coat. It'll also help protect your manicure, and removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Flannel Weather. Next up we have Winter Park, and this is described as a clear base flaky topper with aqua to pink shifting flakes, pink hollow and metallic glitters, silver hollow glitters, and white matte glitter. So here's where things get juicy. I love when Noodles does clear base glitters, and this is no exception. I'm going to show you what 2 coats looks like on 2 nails, and I'm layering it over this eggplant purple for the other 2 nails. This is so gorgeous on its own. I do prefer this one on its own. I do recommend top coat. It is going to dry dull, it is going to dry textured, but removal is easy. So there are 2 in 1 coat of Winter Park. Up next we have Cozy Sherpa, and this is described as a clear base glitter topper with scattered hollow, copper metallic, and hollow glitters, and white matte glitter. Here's our first coat of Cozy Sherpa. I'm going to follow the same painting regimen that I went with on Winter Park. I'm going to use a cranberry red as my base color this time. And again, I freaking love this just on its own on the natural nail in 2 coats. Absolutely stunning, but if you're more of a topper person, this one is also beautiful. These had a good glitter to base ratio. This one will dry textured and require a little bit of scrubbing. So there's 1 and 2 coats. Up next we have Ski Squad, and this is described as a plumberry crelly with silver, rose, lavender, and periwinkle glitters in both metallic and matte. Here's our first coat of Ski Squad. This one does cover pretty well here on this first coat. Not quite a 1-coater, but very close on that base color. An excellent formula. Again, these glitters just behave so stinking well. I don't know what Noodles does to her glitter crellies, but they are magical. I got full opacity in 2 coats. You are definitely going to want some top coat for this. This glitter is going to dry with some texture, so maybe something on the thicker side, or 2 coats of top coat, or one of those glitter smoothers that go underneath your top coat. And removal will also require a good bit of scrubbing, preferably on my part with pure acetone. So there are 2 coats of Ski Squad. And lastly for today we have Snowberry, and this is described as a berry jelly with silver hollow, rose metallic, and copper metallic glitter. And here's our first coat of Snowberry. Here on this first coat, I thought it looked a whole heck of a lot like Ski Squad, but as I built this one up, it did definitely have more of a cranberry red jelly base, and then with Ski Squad, it obviously had more of that purpley base, but on the first coat, it's so funny how similar the 2 kind of looked. Formula is again excellent. I got full coverage here in just 2 coats. I do recommend going in for that top coat. It is going to smooth everything out. It's going to add a nice plump glossy shine back to this manicure. Removal will also be difficult. There is glitter. I do think all of her glitter crellies, this one would be no exception, looks stunning with a matte top coat. So there are 2 coats of Snowberry. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.